up, big kids? Here's my big review of The Avengers! Best movie ever! That's it. That's my review. Now, well, what can I say about the best movie ever? Seriously, in Whedon we trust. People say Nolan we trust. Joss Whedon, we trust you, man. We love you. I was always a Whedon fan anyway. I love Buffy and Firefly, Serenity, Dr. Horrible. And I was actually at Comic-Con at the panel that Whedon announced that he was directing the Avengers, and I knew, just knew, it was going to be an amazing movie. This movie had a lot of hype, and not only did it meet that hype, it exceeded it. I mean, I've seen this movie 3 times already. This movie has made over $200 million in its first week in the US, over 680 worldwide at the time of this video. This is the first weekend it's been out in the US. I mean, holy crap, man. But I mean, yeah, well, Whedon just did an amazing job with the writing and the direction. There was more action in this movie than any Marvel movie, not just the Marvel Studios movies, but like the Spider-Man movies, X-Men, everything. It was just a cluster crap of Marvel avenging action sweetness. I mean, wow. And just like everyone brought their A game, their A Avenger game in there. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. returning as Tony Stark, hilarious. I mean, just love all the things, like, you know, when he's talking to Bruce Banner and saying, like, how do you keep it under control? It's like, you know, yoga calisthenics, or like, you know, big bag weed. I hell cracked up for that. You know, Chris Evans as Captain America. I loved the first Captain America movie, and this to me was even like what really Captain America was about. And I love that costume. Like, the new Captain America, I love the first Avenger Captain America costume, but the new one just looked like what I think the modern incarnation of a real life Captain America costume should be. So I thought that was great, and he was just like the leader that we love him to be, and his banter between Stark and him was just awesome. And really, like, you can see the tension. You can cut the tension with like a butter knife. It was just like, wow. And then Chris Hemsworth returning as the mighty Thor. It was just great. I mean, I love that that Whedon brought out like every director from Jon Favreau, Kenneth Branagh, and like everyone that directed all these other Marvel movies. He brought their style and sensibility, but his own stamp with the humor and everything. Chris Hemsworth was just awesome, and it was so cool to see Thor all powerful again, because we saw that in the beginning and end of Thor, but we saw him full on Thor, like, you know, he's being, you know, he's holding his own against Iron Man and the freaking Hulk, lightning, and my god, dude, he's like so freaking powerful. It's just awesome, man. And Black Widow, holy crap, Scarlett Johansson, oh my god. I always love Scarlett Johansson. I love Black Widow, one of my favorite Marvel female superheroes, and wow, she kicked ass, and she looked hot doing it. My god, Scarlett Johansson, I would give up my whole collection for you. Anyway, but she was just awesome. I love that they talked about her backstory, that she was Russian, and that she even, like, well, I think it was like she was speaking German, but I think it was German-Russian in the beginning of that interrogation scene. But so cool. She was like kicking ass, like, you know, just like, wow. I mean, she really proved, especially for not having superpowers, that she kicked ass. Hawkeye, even though most of the part of the movie, or half of the movie, Hawkeye is under Loki's control, he was just badass. He had the trick arrows with the quiver that was just like, and then like got his arrows. It was just so freaking cool, and I love Hawkeye. I love the character for decades now, and it was so cool to see him on the big screen, even though we didn't get to see much of him, and even though we only get a glimpse of him having history with Black Widow, which was great, just like in the comics. Yeah, I mean, it was just awesome, and hopefully in the future movies, maybe we get Mockingbird and get some. That'd be so sweet. But I mean, Hawkeye was great. It would have been cool to see a little bit more of him, but you could say about any hero. Well, I mean, most of the heroes got, pretty much all of them got their moment in the shine. Even Hawkeye, it's just like, you know. And then the guy that stole the show, Mark Ruffalo, Hulk, holy crap, man. Oh my god. What hasn't been said about the Hulk? First off, I love Incredible Hulk. Even though I did love Edward Norton, and I do like Mark Ruffalo, and he really proved that he owns Bruce Banner and the Hulk. And he was the only actor to play both Bruce Banner and the Hulk. And you can see it. The Hulk looked like Mark Ruffalo. And he was actually doing all those scenes, you know, as much as he could, you know, a lot of those like scenes where he's, you know, jumping through buildings and stuff. I don't think Mark Ruffalo could really do that, and this is like wire work. But he was just so great bringing that Jekyll and Hyde, and he had that really dry sense of humor, which I love. Mark Ruffalo really owned it. He is now my favorite interpretation of the Hulk, or Bruce Banner. And holy crap, Hulk, my God, when he's just smashing, it's like purity God. That was the best. Oh my God, or he wakes up Iron Man's like, oh my God. The Hulk stole the show. Ah, man. And freaking Tom Hiddleston as Loki, oh my God. He is up there now with the Joker as one of my favorite villains of all time. Holy crap, man. I would love, whether it's Thor or Avengers, just more Loki, man. Please, more Loki. I freaking love Loki. I mean, wow, Tom Hiddleston, you just own that character. It's like, just like with Robert Downey Jr. owning Tony Stark and all these other actors owning these characters, he is freaking Loki, man. He is amazing. It's just like, heroes are only as good as their villain. That's why people love Batman, because Batman has some of the best villains of all time. Well, Loki, I think, has solidified in audiences that Loki is not only one of the best Marvel villains of all time, he's one of the best villains of all time. Seriously. His motivations, his scheming, his just like, he's just so freaking cool, man. I mean, like, we saw him kick ass, and we saw him like being diabolical and just like manipulative, and he is just so sinister, and it's so great, man. I love Tom Hiddleston. I can see why girls are so fangirl on his crotch, man. He's just amazing. But everyone else, like freaking Samuel L. Jackson, always badass as Nick Fury. You got to see him kick some ass, and that was great. It's like seeing him as Mace Windu in episode 2. You've been seeing glimpses of him in these other movies, but now you get to see him kick ass. And Colby Smulders, who I love as Robin in How I Met Your Mother, she owned it as Maria Hill. I know some people were saying, oh, she doesn't have the pixie cut or whatever, but man, I thought the way she acted was total Maria Hill, and I can't wait to see her in future movies. Like I said, the action here is mind-blowing. There's scenes where, like, you know, Captain America is shooting his repulsors against the shield, just like in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and it's like, oh, because I played that game and you can do that. It's so freaking cool. And just like all the things with Thor, like punching, Hulk punching Thor after they like defeat those like giant air beasts. And I have to say, oh, by the way, if you didn't know by now, spoilers alert. I mean, it's in the title, but whatever. But I'm pretty sure everyone has seen this movie by now. If you haven't, go see it. I've seen it 3 times. By the way, the 3D is awesome. IMAX 3D is the best way to see it. It looked freaking huge, clear. The 3D is really great. I think that's the best way. I saw it in regular 3D and 2D the other 2 times, and it's great. It's just awesome in any way you see it, but definitely in IMAX 3D was the best way. And that's why I saw opening night with Artemis Prime and the Marvel, and like my friends, like all my friends that were other, like David and Joe Cavone, and you know, Century Productions. God, it was just so awesome. And that end credit scene, major spoiler, Thanos, freaking Thanos. We saw the Infinity Gauntlet in the Thor movie, and so it was only a matter of time. And I think that the other that they're talking about is Death, the person that's talking to him at the end. I think that's Death, maybe. Kind of looks like Death. And then the last end credit scene when they're just eating a shawarma or whatever. So freaking hilarious. I'm definitely going to be doing a live show just talking about this movie. We can talk about this movie for days, but really, like, what do you expect this movie? This is probably my new favorite movie of all time. It's up there now with the original Batman, Dark Knight, Iron Man, Spider-Man 2. This surpasses all of them. This is how you do a comic book movie of epic scale. I love how they, just everything, the action, the acting, just like the way that they worked off each other. Everything was amazing. I can't wait to see what's next for the Avengers and all their solo movies, but definitely I give the Avengers a glorious 5 out of 5. 2 rock-ons. It's just amazing. So go see the Avengers right now if you haven't seen it, or go see it again. I can't wait to buy the Blu-ray. I love it. Marvel Studios, you're amazing. I'm geeking out. Avengers assemble, and check out bkbn.net for all your geek news, reviews, and more. I'm Sean Long. Remember, celebrate your new in a big way. Go to bkbn.net. Go to bkbn.net. Go to bkbn.net. I tell you to go down. Hey Batman, when's the Justice League movie coming out? Shut up, Star!